Hey guys, what is up? The road to Infinity War continues. This week I am tackling the first Avenger. That's right, I am tackling Captain America, the first Avenger, in his first appearance. And I really do enjoy it. I love Captain America. I was on Team Cap, and I didn't really have appreciation until I saw the second film, but we're talking about the first Avenger. What am I saying? Okay. So we're talking about Captain America, the first Avenger. So let's talk. What is it about? Well, it's a story about Steve Rogers, a young man who wants to fight during because he's seen other men lay down their lives and he just can't sit around and do anything. And eventually he undergoes the super soldier serum procedure and pretty much is enhanced, giving him increased strength, speed, pretty much can't get drunk. And in the course of the film, he has to deal with Hydra, led by the Red Skull, played by Hugo Weaving, who has the power of the gods on his hand, and they have to stop him from causing trouble. The First Avenger is a fantastic film because it really delivers on a solid, good story. Because this is where we first meet Steve Rogers, who is played by Chris Evans. And let's start off with that cast. Like, Chris Evans is just fantastic in the film. Now, for those who don't know, Chris Evans has portrayed other comic book roles as well. He's been in the Fantastic Four films as Johnny Storm. He has been in The Losers and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And, you know, he was very hesitant to step onto this project, but I'm glad he did because he's just fantastic as Steve Rogers. This is a man who goes through quite a bit in the film, who loses some good people, who starts out, you know, being the small man who grows into this icon for the world, and eventually becomes Captain America down near the third act, I would say, near middle halfway point. And I really did enjoy Chris's portrayal. I especially enjoyed the visuals that they made. Like the visuals to make him look very small and everything was absolutely fantastic. And props to the visual effects team. Great job. But Chris just does a phenomenal job being Steve Rogers. He plays this character who just wants to help because he just can't sit around and do nothing. And I really do enjoy him a lot. He has his best friend Bucky in the film, played by Sebastian Stan, who is just awesome. I love the friendship between Bucky and Cap a lot because these two have grown up with each other. These two know each other very well, and you know they are such a good team. These two are a good team together, working off one another, be joking sometimes or just shooting off Hydra agents. They did a fantastic job, and I really enjoyed their romance. And of course, this film featured the great Agent Carter, Peggy, played by Haley Atwell, I believe. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that last name. But Peggy was just fantastic. I love Peggy. Her first scene where she knocks this soldier out because he's being very cocky. And I love that. That was just fantastic. You got Tommy Lee Jones featured in the film. You got Dominic Cooper, who plays Tony's father, Howard Stark. You got Toby Jones, and of course Hugo Weaving and Stanley Tucci. So the cast in this film was really great, and I really did enjoy them a lot. I also enjoyed the supporting characters, like with Dum Dum Dugan and the Howling Commandos. It was awesome just seeing them because, for me personally, the first time I saw Dum Dum Dugan was in Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, the video game, and to see him in the live action was just fantastic, and it was just Cap and the Commandos working together, just awesome. So, and speaking of them working, the action scenes in the film were fantastic. We had quite a few action scenes in the film, from Cap stopping this Hydra agent trying to steal some of the serum for the super soldier serum to get back to the Red Skull. We had, you know, Cap going after Bucky and the others after they were declared missing. A little montage of all of them working together to get after Hydra bases, and then of course the final battle in the mountains and everything and such. So they were also really impressive. We have also a great cameo from Stan Lee, who I love that scene where Cap's about to be awarded this medal. They're trying to find him. He's not here, and we see the camera turns to Stan Lee and goes, "I thought he'd be taller," and I just love that. That is just hilarious. One of the things I really did enjoy this film is the costume for Cap in the film. The costume design for Cap, he has 3 different costumes featured in the film. One is of, you know, the suit he wears where he's selling the bonds and everything and such. The stage outfit, basically. The second is him going after Bucky and the others, and I love that he still wears the shirt and the helmet and goggles, and has his little shield, and then has the brown coat and pants and boots and such. And I thought that was really great. But the final costume he wears throughout the film is really awesome because when you look at that costume, it's very detailed. It fits that time period very well, and I love the helmet. I thought the helmet looked very much awesome than the mask and everything. He keeps the helmet in some of the other films, but I've always loved the helmet more because it fits the soldier persona that he has. And of course, we see him with his rounded shield instead of the other one. And that leads me to one of my favorite funny scenes is where he sees the shield, and you know he turns to Peg, goes, "What do you think?" And then she goes, shoots at him, and thank God he had that shield, and it was just hysterical. And she goes, "I think it works." So, but there were some other good humorous moments. I love the scene where she comes in and talks to Steve, and Bucky is just watching. And I love that reaction where he goes, "I'm invisible. I'm turning into you." So I love that a lot too. And then when he kisses Peggy, I love where Tommy Lee Jones goes, "Go on, I'm not gonna kiss you." So, but there were some good chuckles throughout the film. Humorous and chuckle moments I love. And of course, let's talk about our main antagonist in the film, which is Hugo Weaving's the Red Skull, Schmidt. Now, he is a very antagonizing force. He is doing it for his own personal gain, and you know he believes because he's had the power of the gods, the Tesseract he finds, when we see in the opening during the one of the openings of the film in Norway. He is pretty gruesome. Like he is to the point. He no survivors. And he goes, "Hail Hydra," and I love the soldier going, "Hail Hydra." So I loved. He was just an opposing force who was doing it for his own personal gain. He's now got the power of the gods on his side, and I really did enjoy that a lot about his character. He was the first to be experimented from the scientist played by Stanley Tucci in the film, and pretty much, of course, you see the effects where he rips off his face and you see his red skull, which was really great makeup and really good design, and everything and such. So yeah, the film is very good visual. It's from the one who's directed the film, I believe, is the same man who brought us The Rocketeer, and it very stands out and everything. The looks, the time period, some of the color schemes and such, they really stand out, and they did a fantastic job. The director did a wonderful job, and the rest of the crew did as well. So the film has a good cast, has a good story of Cap progressing from the small young man from Brooklyn to the iconic hero. You have good humor, great cameo from Stanley, great action, good visuals. I only have one nitpick with the film, and that was the Red Skull, played by Hugo Weaving. I get his story, I understand who he is, but at the same time, I would have liked a bit more going into deeper, and had a moment where it's like, "I am doing this is me, this is for my goal. I don't care what Hitler wants," or something like that. I just a little more detail with the character. But what we understood a lot of his character when Eddie, Stanley Tucci character is talking to Steve before the procedure. You understand a lot what happened. The serum could have corrupted him more with his mind and his ideology and such. So, but other than that, this is a solid, good film. Like, I mean it. I really do enjoy the first Avenger a lot because we see Cap grow. Like I said, I loved his progression in the film. Starting from the small man in Brooklyn who has failed many times to get into the military because of his small frame, to eventually becoming a propaganda piece, basically. Selling the bonds and everything on stages and such, not really helping out, and eventually becoming Captain America, finding out Hydra for who knows how long and such, and eventually, sacrifices himself to save New York. Which I gotta talk about. That final scene with him and Peggy is just sad and touching. I love the chemistry between Steve and Peggy in the film. They were very different people, but yet they understood that person. Steve never understood Peggy because Peggy's, a woman who keeps to herself, and she starts to see the man who Steve is and such, and the scene is just sad where he has to crash the plane into the water because there's a lot of bombs and such on the plane, and it could wipe out New York and everything, and he has to sacrifice himself. It's such a sad scene, but they treat it like they're gonna see each other, and it's just so touching and everything. I really enjoy that a lot. So. Now, of course, this film ends with a little tease, because when the first Avenger first came out, it came out in 2011, so it says coming next year and everything. And we see Cap, he's talking with Fury, he's asking, trying to get me back in the world, and Fury goes, trying to save it. And we get a little montage of pieces coming out for what the series was building to, for the Marvel MCU was building up to, and that is the Avengers, the first Avenger film to come out. And they did a fantastic job bringing it to life, and I can't wait to talk about that. So overall, if I had to give Captain America the First Avenger rating, it's a solid A. This is a fantastic film from beginning to end. You got the origins of Steve growing from, like I said, the small young man from Brooklyn to the iconic hero. You got a great cast, good story, good visuals, some good chuckles, and it is a solid, great film, giving you everything about Captain America and such. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of Captain America the First Avenger. Did you enjoy it? Did you love it? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share with your friends on social media and other platforms and such. And if you enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my channel, as I've been reviewing each of the MCU films leading up to this for 2018's The Infinity War coming out. So if you want to see more of my videos on the MCU, please subscribe to my channel and definitely see my thoughts on what I think of each of them. Please also hit the bell to be notified of when future videos will be released and such. And follow me up on Twitter at SuperKid801 to be notified of other updates, and follow me on social media and such. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for watching. Check back next week as I am tackling the best MCU film. That's right, I'm saying the best MCU, and I'll tell you that next week is the Avengers. So if you want to check that out, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified of when the video will be released. But yeah, stay tuned for next week as I'm tackling the best MCU film, which is the Avengers, and I'll go into more detail about that. But thank y'all for watching, and I will see you guys next week to talk about why I believe the Avengers is the best MCU film. You guys take care.